Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Eric Salman, Raleigh, North Carolina. Beth Meyer Synagogue. Morning Torah. Talk about Shabbat Shkalim, where every member of the Israelite community gave a very small amount of money, half shekel, to support the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the sacrifices, everybody. I'll tell a story through a beautiful story of Daniel Satisky, Alav Shalom, one of the greatest members of Beth Meyer Synagogue. Him and his wife Alice, may rest in peace. Daniel was a shrewd businessman, a leader, a volunteer, Jewishly proud, a person with tremendous love of Beth Meyer, of the Raleigh Jewish community. And he served as the treasurer of Beth Meyer for decades. And his way of, because he and Alice sadly were never blessed with children, that was part of his motive as well, is he wanted to help specifically children. And he and Alice did so in their estate very generously. Our education building is named after Daniel and Alice. Is he would, as he's a real patriarch of the whole shul, many people looked up to him as a mentor. Is when there were financial issues at shul, he was the treasurer, he didn't tell anyone. He just filled up the budget. If someone came and couldn't afford religious school or preschool or whatever education, he didn't talk that, he just paid for it. It's incredibly generous. It's been a model, it's hard to replicate. It's the kind of person that's such a tzaddik, such a righteous person, that it's beyond words. I had the pleasure and privilege of knowing him and Alice in my first few years. Sadly, they died within my first few years of tenure here. But what was the challenge? When, sadly, Daniel died and he changed over the treasury, all of a sudden it was discovered, like, there weren't people who understood, how bills got fully paid. I mean, they got paid, but, there was gaps. He just took care of it quietly, didn't explain. He just did it modestly, anonymously, really. And so the underside of that is when you have someone just kind of fills up all the gaps, the community doesn't understand fully how the finances work. And in some level, there's a responsibility. It's like manna from heaven. It comes from nowhere, and they don't know. And also, there were some people that felt like, well, I want to give. And that's where Shabbat Shkalim comes in. Shabbat Shkalim says every member of the ancient Israelite community should give a half shekel, which is a really modest amount of money, very modest. It's like 50 cents, to help support the general community and its infrastructure, the shul, the sacrifices back then, the tabernacle, the Mishkan, but even to this day. And the idea that each person, wants to feel a sense of dignity, that they're contributing, that they're getting something from the community, but they want to therefore contribute to it. Daniel didn't stop that, of course, everyone, but it kind of stopped the conversation. And that's what happened after, sadly, he died. It began a conversation about what is everyone's fair share and allowing everyone to participate. So come back. What's the role of Shabbat Shkalim? Is to remind us that everybody has not only the obligation, but the joy and the dignity of participating. It's a very relatively modest amount, but it says each of us has the chance to participate. It's the synagogue, the Jewish community doesn't run on manna. It's real people who make real life choices, who've worked very hard, who are giving their tzedakah. And upon everyone has the chance to participate and share in that, and then feel a sense of the naches and joy when we are able to achieve things together. Shabbat Shkalim says everybody gets to be a part of this. It's not just a few, although we're grateful for a few. And there always have been a few who have been able to be very generous. But it's really a chance for everybody to participate and be a part of it. And that manna, doesn't come from heaven. Everyone's got to do it. So coming back, Daniel Satisky, may rest in peace, was a tremendous model. He still lives on in the culture of Beth Meyer. We are so indebted to him. But what Daniel taught us is really not just that one person should do it, but really that everybody should see themselves as a chance to be a tzaddik in their own way. Even if it's just a half shekel, you too can build this community too. Shabbat Shalom.